Hello students, a very good morning to all the students. So students, we have already started our chapter 5, that is plants and animals in water. So in our last class, we come to know about the habitat and also the different categories of an organism according to their habitat. Okay students, so in our last class we also come to know about aquatic plants. Today we are going to start with aquatic animals. So before that, let's have a look on the weeds. Okay students, so students, weeds are the unwanted plants and they grow in an area. Okay students, they grow in an area in a greater number. So whenever we talk about weeds, we have to be clear that they are unwanted. Okay students, they grow and reproduce rapidly in greater numbers. So these kind of plants, they will grow rapidly, okay, very firstly and then in a great number. Okay students, so water hyacinth is an aquatic weed. So while going through the aquatic plants in our last class, we come to know that water hyacinth is a free floating aquatic plant. So students, aquatic plants like the water hyacinth is an weed. Okay students, its dense growth block waterways for navigation. So students, due to the densely growth of an aquatic plant like the water hyacinth, it is very difficult for navigation. So navigation means whenever we want to monitor about ships or whenever we want to know about the movement of ship, it become very difficult due to the densely growth of water hyacinth. Okay students, so every year a large amount of money is spent on weed control, that is for removal of weed. So weed control is simply removal of weeds. So every year lots of money is spent on weed control, okay, because if we do not spend money on weed control or we do not remove the weeds, it will be very difficult for navigation. Okay, so for that reason also every year a large amount of money is spent. Okay students, so I hope it is clear to you. So now we are going to have a look on the aquatic animals. Okay students, so animals that lives in water are called aquatic animals. It's very easy. The animals that are living in water is known as aquatic animals. Let's have a look at some aquatic animals. So let us take a look at some aquatic animals. Number one is fishes. So fishes have a streamlined body that allow them to swim in water with least resistance. So students, you have to remember about the streamlined body, okay, whenever we talk about fishes. So streamlined body, here you can see it's like this, straight, okay. This is known as streamline. So you will not find any fishes that will be curved, okay. They will always have a streamlined body, okay students. So this streamlined body will help them to swim in water with less resistance. So this streamlined body will help the fishes to swim easily, okay students, with very least resistance. They have gills to breathe. So students, in case of human being, we have lungs, and with the help of lungs we are able to breathe. But in case of fishes, they will breathe with the help of gills. Okay students, so gills are capable of taking oxygen from water. So gills help in taking oxygen from the water. So they have fins that helps them to swim. So these are the fins that helps them to swim. With the help of fins, the fish will swim. Okay students. So number 2 is whales and dolphins. So students, they are also known as aquatic mammals. So dolphins and whales are aquatic mammals like the human being. Human beings are also mammals, but we are not aquatic. We do not live in water, but dolphins and whales will live in water. They have a streamlined body like the fishes. So students, dolphin and whales also have streamlined body like the fish, but they do not have gills. So like fishes, they do not have gills. So they come up to the surface of the water to breathe. So students, whales and dolphins will come up to the surface of the water in order to breathe. Okay students, so that is only difference, that is they have gills, fishes have gills, and dolphins and whales, they do not have gills. Okay students, so number 3, you see turtles and crabs. They have paddle like flippers. Here in the image you can see these are flippers. Okay, these are the flippers. These flippers help them to push the water back while swimming. So flippers are the things that help them to push the water while swimming. Okay students. So the last paragraph is frogs and toads. So frogs and toads are the amphibians. Okay students, they can live on land and in water. The animals that lives both in land as well as in water, they will be known as amphibian. Okay students, their moist skin help them to breathe when they are in water. So when they are in water, they will breathe with the help of their moist skin. And their lungs help them to breathe when they are on land. Whenever they are on land, they will breathe with the help of their lungs. So their webbed feet help them to swim in water. So students, here in the image you can see the feet of the frog are webbed. Okay, so that webbed feet will help them to swim in water. So in the last paragraph, various human activities that cause water pollution have now become the biggest threat to plants and animals living in water. So students, nowadays due to the human activities, there's a lots of water pollution. Because of the water pollution, the plants and animals that are living in water are getting a great amount of problems. Okay students, because of that, nowadays plants and animals are extinct. That means they are vanishing from the water. Okay students, so for that we have to control our activities so that we do not produce any kind of water pollution. And if there is no water pollution, then the plants and animals will live longer. Okay students, so students, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's session. So the homework or assignment for you is to complete exercise A and B. Okay students, you complete it and send it to me by today evening by 6 to 7. Okay students, so thank you so much. Have a good day.